Hello, my dear students. I hope you all have been doing well. Today we are going to discuss about experiment number 8A. Experiment number 8 is consist on two parts, 8A and 8B. In experiment number 8A, we would be discussing about how we can quantitatively analyze about the um, protein gelatin in the given sample. So for this purpose we will be having the mixture of a protein or an unknown sample, but we do not know about the what type of protein is present in that sample. We have to analyze quantitatively. What does quantitative means? We would be analyzing qualitatively. So what does qualitative means? Qualitative means uh, quality of the something, means quality of protein. So we have to identify quality of the protein or the type of the protein. So so we the objective of this experiment is the um, um, analysis, qualitative analysis of unknown protein in the sample. So what so what would we means willing what type of a protein we are willing to find out in the sample is the gelatin. So before starting or before discussing about how we can means quantitatively analyze a particular type of a protein, that is gelatin, in the sample, and what are the tests for this we can perform for this purpose. First we have to means know something about the gelatin. What is the gelatin? Gelatin actually is one of the purest form of protein, and it is it can be obtained by denaturing the collagen. Collagen are actually means you can say the part of our body. It can be find out in the, this is one of the type of the protein, and it found in our tendons, ligaments and cartilages. So how we can means obtain gelatin from collagen? So actually the gelatin is can be obtained from collagen by acid or basic treatment. What does mean by acidic and basic treatment? Means if we treat collagen with the acidic solution, so um, we will be having uh, type A gelatin, that would be having isoionic point between 7 to 9. However, if we will treat the collagen with if we will treat collagen with the base, so we will be having gelatin type A, that would be having isoionic point between 7 to 9. However, if we will treat collagen with acidic solution or acid, so we will be getting gelatin type B, that would be having isoionic point between 4.8 to 5.2. So you can say that the gelatin is actually the um, uh, uh, collagen that is having means acidic nature, or acid means an acid type of a protein derived from collagen, or the this is gelatin type A, and the gelatin type B or gelatin type A is one of the type of a protein or one of the type of gelatin that is basic in nature. So and how the why the collagen is important for our body? Collagen is one of the most important type of a protein that is found in our body, and gelatin derived from the collagen. And collagen is important in our body, or is what is the importance of collagen? Collagen actually is having highest percentage of unusual amino acid. So they are having For example, the hydroxyproline is one of the unusual or modified amino acid that is the derivative of proline. That is the standard amino acid present in our body. So the hydroxylation of this proline uh, uh, would drive the hydroxyproline, and this hydroxyproline amino acid percentage is highest in the collagen. So this hydroxyproline would be found in collagen with 14%, and 16% proline amino acid are also found to present in the collagen. And the one of the most important amino acid that is found in the collagen frequently is the glycine. So it is present 26% in the collagen. And why glycine is means important amino acid? Because it is one of the smallest amino acid from the 20 amino acid. So due to the high percentage of these amino acid means glycine, that is one of the most means smallest amino acid, and the proline and the hydroxyproline. So this collagen is means is elastic in nature, because this amino acid glycine is very small, so it can means in the protein, it can be means accommodate me in every means you can say direction, or in every part of the protein. And hydroxyproline is having ability of easily bending. So due to all these reasons, the collagen is elastic in nature, and the gelatin that is derived from collagen is having the similar properties. And except all these amino acid, gelatin is also important because it is having 18.5% of nitrogen. And so these are all this was the importance of collagen. And collagen is actually also important from the pharmaceutical gelatin that is derived from collagen is also important from the pharmaceutical point of view, because the tablets the capsules are especially made up of the gelatin. So the gelatin why the capsule are made up of, why gelatin used for the preparation of capsule? Because gelatin is having ability to easily dissolute or dissolve within our biological fluid, or in our gas means stomach. So it is easily or quickly dissolved. So that is why the capsule are made up of one of the important means derivative of collagen, that is gelatin. And gelatin is biocompatible, means it biocompatible and biodegradable. It is easily means biometabolize or metabolize in our stomach. So due to this reason, the capsules are made up of the um, uh, gelatin. And various tablets and gelatin is also used for the coating of various tablets. So uh, and why we coat the tablets? To mask their unpleasant taste and smell. So due to mask the unpleasant taste and smell of tablets, this gelatin means sweet syrup of gelatin or gelatin in the sweeter form use as tablet coating. So this was the pharmaceutical um, application of gelatin. However, gelatin also you have various medicinal application. So uh, um, as it can be used for during the hypovolemic shock, or as a blood substitute, because gelatin is means have is elastic in nature, so it is easily it can be used for the hypovolemic shock. So now we are going to this was all the introduction, and now we are going to discuss about which test we can perform to find out the gelatin in the unknown mixture. So as we have previously discussed in our previous experiment that to find out any protein in any specific or particular type of protein in unknown sample, we have to perform our experiment in three part. And first part was to find out the presence of protein in the given sample. And for that we would perform these four tests, and I have highlighted them in red color. I think these tests include the Barrett test, Ninhydrin test, precipitation test, and Asbarge test. We have already well discussed all these tests in previous experiment, and the other part of the experiment would be consist on the the find out the um, a type of amino acid that is present in the means uh, present in the unknown sample. So I am highlighting it in the blue. And actually when we find out, we will complete, or we would find out, or we find out or complete the identification of the presence of the protein in the sample. Means if when we have confirmed that yes, in our unknown given sample there is the presence of the protein, or protein is the present in the sample, but we don't know about didn't know about that what type of protein is present in the sample. So for finding out the what type of a protein present in the sample, first we have to means we need to identify that what type of or what class of amino acid the protein is containing. So for this purpose we have to perform this three tests. One is for finding out the aromatic amino acid, other for the indole amino acid and other for the sulfur containing amino acid. So after the identification of the type of amino acid in the given sample, then we would be going to perform the presence of a particular type. Means we would be going to find out that which particular class of a protein or which particular type of the protein is present actually in the unknown sample. So for this purpose we have to perform all these tests from 8 test number 18 8 to 13, and I am highlighting them in brown color. So for first we would be perform the acetic acid test, and then we perform the coagulation test, then saturation test. We have well discussed all these tests in my previous videos. So to take the explanation, you can see my previous video on these tests. However, here I would discuss about the gelatin test, how we can perform it. So what we will do to qualitatively analyze gelatin in the unknown sample, first we perform these four tests and find out either protein, carbohydrate, lipid, or any other macromolecule is present in the sample. When we have sure that yes, protein is present in the sample, then we would be going for the next part of our experiment, that is to find out actually which particular type of our, amino acid is present in the sample. And after that, when we would be identified that yes, for example, aromatic amino acid is present in the sample, or the sulfur containing amino acid is present in the sample, so after that we would be going to perform that which um, which particular class of the protein is present in the sample. So for that we perform these tests, and finally then we perform the test to find out the gelatin. So if the gelatin is present in the sample, so obviously all these tests would come negative. Means if we perform the unknowns, if we perform acetic acid test, so this acetic acid test is specific for the identification of milk protein, that is casein. So if would be having gelatin in the unknown mixture, so obviously this acetic acid test would come negative. So that is how all these tests from A to 12 would come negative if the gelatin would be present in the sample. So finally, if all these tests would be negative, then finally we would be performing the gelatin test, and for that purpose we would having the previous means unknown means previously treated mixture of all these tests, means of this peptone confirmatory test, and of we would leave this solution for few means few time point. So if the gel is appear, what is the identification of the presence of the gelatin in the sample in the gelatin test, that a gel would appear on the in the test tube after performing the peptone test, means test number 12. So if we will live or we will withstand for few time point 20 to 10 to 20 minutes, the means mixture of the peptone test, peptone confirmatory or peptone CT test, so a gel would be formed in the sample. So the formation of the gel would be the indication that not peptone is present in the sample, actually the gelatin is present in the sample. So whatever means the result you would be getting, you will describe your result in the end and then discuss them. So this was whole about the experiment number 8A, and I hope you have means understand it. Thank you very much for your kind consideration, and Allah Hafiz.